Every once in a while you get the opportunity to be part of something big. This is one of those times. My name is Edward Tucker. I'm born and raised right here in the Prescott, Arizona area. I'm also a local real estate agent here in the Prescott area and heavily involved in video production, and content creating. Not that long ago, I get a call from my good buddy Adam England, who has a podcast. He's the backyard astronomer. He's very knowledgeable about space, and he heard about this contest that's coming up that he had an idea about and wanted to see if I could maybe help him with this little project.
My name's Adam England, and I'm a space nerd. I've been a space nerd since I was a little kid growing up here in the Prescott area, but that doesn't pay very well. So I own an insurance brokerage and tax and accounting firm. A couple years ago, I started writing local articles on astronomy and backyard space education, doing little presentations at schools, and I love taking my telescope out to the park and just showing what's available that people can see with their own eyes. Recently, NASA launched the James Webb Space Telescope. One of its missions is to look for life or signs of life on exoplanets, planets that are orbiting other stars. So just like our solar system has planets orbiting our stars, we have found that most other stars in our universe have planets orbiting them. Some are large like Jupiter, some are small like the Earth or Mercury. I started doing presentations on the James Webb Space Telescope to give some public education on what its mission is and what its capabilities are. This telescope is 1 million miles from Earth, and it is able to observe in different parts of the light spectrum. So from the infrared and not just the visible light, it can see other things that we can't see with our own eyes or with ground-based telescopes. So since the time of Galileo in the 1600s, we've been looking at the stars and we've been looking out, and now we're able to really look at what's out there. The International Astronomical Union has decided that 20 of the prime targets that the James Webb Space Telescope will first be looking at need names. Some of these are just a string of letters and numbers and characters that aren't a lot of fun to say, so we need to name them. For the ExoWorlds 2022 competition, the International Astronomical Union has assigned the theme Indigenous Languages for the naming of these exoworlds and their host stars. So I initially started racing my mind through the Navajo, the Yavapai, the Hopi, the Sinawa, the native cultures here within northern Arizona. So I wanted to get together an expert team to make a presentation to the International Astronomical Union of the names that we propose for these exoworlds. Over the years, through my involvement with the Prescott Astronomy Club, I've gotten to know Eric Edelman. He's the director of the Jim and Linda Lee Planetarium at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So as soon as we were coming together with a group for this project, I knew Eric had to be a part of it.
Hi, my name is Eric Edelman. I'm the director here at the Jim and Linda Lee Planetarium at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University's Prescott campus. I'm somebody who loves bringing astronomy to anybody that has the passion and the interest to seek it out. That I got into astronomy when I read Stephen Hawking's book, A Brief History of Time, learning all about these amazing things that are in our universe. And the first question I asked myself after finishing that book is, why had I not been excited about astronomy sooner? Why had I not received that connection when I was in college, in middle school? Why did I only wait to get inspired until I got to college? And what I want to do now with the planetarium, with my capabilities here, is to bring astronomy to anybody that has that interest, to have that be accessible. And one of the exciting projects that we're now involved in is being able to name an exoplanet. Have it be a community-based project where people from different walks of life come together and look out in the universe and they put their mark on it. That's the way that we can make these legitimate connections to space, by working together, by learning together, by experiencing what the universe has to offer together. And so as a community, so excited to be part of this project here in Prescott to name an exoplanet and its host star. I can't imagine anything funner.
After speaking with Eric, we knew he was on board and he had some great ideas for potential professors and students at Embry-Riddle that would be part of this group.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pragati Pradhan, and I'm currently an assistant professor here at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And my love for space it goes back to the times, as cliche as it may sound. to when I was basically just a little kid. So I grew up in the hilly town of Darjeeling. So that's basically a northeastern part of India, and the clouds there and the night sky there is amazing, like similar to what you have here in Arizona right now. And that, so as a little girl itself, I was fascinated by how the stars would look at night, and I always wonder why they would be so different day in and day out, especially changing over seasons. And that's how I got interested in the field of astrophysics. And one thing led to another. My love for physics combined with my interest in space led me to where I am here today. And my involvement in this project really combines two things that I really love. I know astrophysics has enriched my life in a lot of different ways. It has made me like humble in the sense that I now know how grand the universe is, and I'm really a very small thing compared to everything that is going on in the universe. It brings a sense of humility in people, and it also teaches a lot of cool things that you can not to do here in space. So basically you have a huge big lab up there in space, and you can learn all sorts of physics in extreme conditions of temperature, magnetic field, and so on. So it enriches you in science and enriches you as a person. That's what I think astrophysics generally brings out in people. And in this project, we combine astrophysics with storytelling, and I think that's a very strong combination, because we all love storytelling, don't we? And here in this project itself, we want to get a broader interest of people around, and instead of having like very weird, complicated names of the objects that we actually discuss, they're more technical in that nature. So we want to drive home the point that it is the astronomy is very accessible to common people around, and one way to do that maybe is to combine the story from the native tribes around here with what we have in space. So a combination of both of these two is what really interested me in this, and I really look forward to your involvement in this project. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Becca Spacier. I'm a junior at Embry-Riddle. I'm majoring in astronomy. I've been interested in space and astronomy since I was in 3rd grade. And when I got here, I actually do research on luminous blue variable stars, which are stars that are very big, very bright, and very hot. And all we're trying to figure out is what drives this variability in these stars, which is not related to planetary science, because we sadly don't have any planetary science research offered here as of right now. And so when Eric reached out to my research professor, who knew I've been very interested in studying planetary science, and that's actually what I want to get my PhD in, he forwarded the message on to me, and so I got in contact with Eric, and now I'm doing this. I'm very excited because my dream career would be studying exoplanets and learning more about their atmospheres, their chemical compositions, all those different things, the formation of planets. And so I think this is going to be a really exciting project.
We scheduled a meeting with Manuel Lucero, the director of the Museum of Indigenous People here in Prescott, and he was super excited to do something. He has a huge knowledge base on Native American studies, but he also is the ultimate space nerd.
OCO, Manuel Lucero, Yanta, Chalangi, Ayeli Yumuya. Hello, my name is Manuel Lucero. I'm the executive director at the Museum of Indigenous People. My heritage comes from the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma. My educational background is American Indian Studies, which I received after 8 years of service in the United States Army through my Montgomery GI Bill. I'm very fortunate and happy to be in the position I'm in, where I can help tell these stories or provide that venue for other Native people to tell their stories as well. I was first approached about this opportunity to name these stars and planets by some folks here in the community that I've worked with before, and we teamed up with Embry-Riddle University, and it's been an amazing journey we've been on, learning about a lot more about space than I had ever thought to, being in a more liberal arts academia. This has been fantastic. To Native people, we always appreciate looking up at the heavens, the cosmos, and a lot of our stories have to do with them. Not only the closest star to us, the sun, but other stars and things like Pleiades and Orion, or the Big Dipper, the Big Bear, or the Little Dipper, the Little Bear, Yonawusti. So I thought this was a great opportunity for not only Indigenous people being recognized through our language and our stories, but just to spread diversity amongst the people and show that we're not just naming planets and stars after Greco-Roman gods and heroes, but Native Americans as well, and any other indigenous cultures around the planet. It's just a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Hi, so my name is Joshua Valsan, and I'm a member of the Hiatsed Nation. We are located in the southwest, so currently the nation, or the tribal reservation, is down toward Tucson. I personally got involved in this project thanks to our director, which is Manuel Lucero. He brought it to me because we needed representatives of the nation to propose a nation's name for the planet and the star. And I said yes, because I'm a huge proponent of science communication, SciComm, all the great stuff that comes with it, even STEM. In fact, one of the geeky things that I got to do as a fan of space is get my name to Mars. I was a part of that whole outreach that they did with the Perseverance rover. So I actually do have my name with Mars, along with Snoopy and Brad Pitt. And then the basketry imagery that you see is actually part of our culture as well. Our culture is a series of basketry makers, and we actually collected shells, and we brought a lot of stuff as a migratory nation. So what we do with our basketry is we actually do symbols like squash blossoms, and the most prominent one is the man in the maze, or the House of Ithoi.
Osio, hello. My name is Waida Wahali Lucero. I am from the Yaqui tribe and Cherokee tribes. I am currently in 7th grade and at North Point Expeditionary Learning Academy. We are really excited about this opportunity to use our indigenous languages and stories in naming stars and planets.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah Christie. I'm a 7th grader at Liberty Traditional School, and I love space.
Hi, I'm Allison Barney. I'm a 7th grader at Liberty Traditional School. I love planets and the stars, and I'm very excited to be part of this project.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Tucker. I'm a 6th grader at LCS, and I love science and space.
Hi, I'm Colin Tucker. I'm a 12th grader at Bradshaw Mountain High School, and I've always really loved planets, and I'm excited to be a part of this project.
From the 20 ExoWorld candidates, we decided to narrow it down to 2 for our submission. Like I said, these scientific designations are not fun names to say, and I can't even remember them. So the ones that we chose were HIP 65426B and GJ 436B.
We're going to be proposing our names for GJ 436 or Glisa 436.
Long ago, when animals still chose to speak with us, times were really tough on the people. There was a warrior. This warrior had a prayer he wanted to deliver to the Creator. So this warrior made his way, and he climbed the mountains as high as he can go. The air began getting thin. Comes across Yona, the bear. And Yona says, "Two-legged, what are you doing here? You don't belong here." The young warrior told Yona, the bear, he says, "Yona, I have this prayer I want to deliver to the Great Spirit." Yona is very taken back by this story, so he says, "I'll take that prayer and I'll see what I can do." He takes the prayer and he climbs as high as he can, higher into the mountains, and the man was able to go. When he got to the top of the mountains, there were no more trees except for one. The bear got up there and he couldn't go any higher. He saw up in that tree was nested a wahali, the eagle. And the eagle looks down at the bear and says, "Yona, what are you doing here? You don't belong up here. You should be down there in the forest, in the woods, chasing rabbits and eating berries." The bear says, "I know, told Awahali, the eagle. The two-leggeds have this prayer they want delivered directly to the Great Spirit." The eagle was very touched by the story as well, so he says, "I'll do what I can." He takes that prayer and he flies as high as he could go. As high as he could get is up to the sun. The word Awahali in Cherokee means he flies the highest. And the sun looks at Wahali, the eagle, and says, "What are you doing here? You don't belong here. You belong down there amongst the clouds in the sky." Wahali tells the sun the story. The sun says, "I understand. I speak with the Great Spirit all the time. I will deliver the prayer. But first give me one of your tail feathers. So the eagle reaches back and he plucks out one of his tail feathers and he hands it to the sun, and the sun takes it and he kisses it on the end. And that's why the golden eagle feather is black on the end here. And he says, give this back to the people so they'll forever know that they have this direct connection to the Great Spirit, and that you'll be able to hear their prayers in that way. That's why the eagle feather is coveted by most Native people. And looking at our planet that we've chosen, the star itself, the Cherokee word for star is Nokwisi. And so the eagle, or the planet that is going around it, is very, very close, and also has a tail coming off of him, which is in reference to that golden eagle's feather with the spot kissed on the end, and his proximity to the Nokwisi. One of the names that we've chosen to go with is for an exoplanet called Awahali. And Awahali in the Cherokee language means he flies the highest. And it also happens to be my son's middle name is Wyatt Awahali Lucero.
I'm going to introduce to you the system HIP 65426.
We will be going over the stories of the star and the planet names that we're going to be proposing. So the star system that we're proposing, the name for the star is going to be Tash Itoi. Tash is actually the O'odham word for star. Itoi is the figure known in the symbolism that's the man in the maze. So the story goes that Itoi built the house of Itoi to protect himself from his enemies. However, if you look for Itoi, or the creator, you then go through the man in the maze. You actually go through your life's journey, and there's ups and downs, which is why it's kind of a semicircle maze. But the crescendo is once you reach the middle of the maze, you will actually meet the sun, or Tash Itoi, and you will be done with your life's journey, but you will then be reunited with the creator. So we are now going to the planet. The planet name that we are going to be proposing is the O'odham word for hunter. The name is Moabdam. So the reason why we want to call the planet Moabdam is because the whole story behind trying to find images of the planet, data on the planet, even the person who first found the first images of the planet, they noted it was kind of a treasure hunt or a hunter's journey. So therefore we are going to be presenting the name Moabdam, which is the O'odham word for hunter. Also, it also hits very close to my nation, which is of the Hiotsit people, which our nation does not have a home. We are federally recognized, but we do not have land, so our future is kind of uncertain. It's the same thing with the planet. The whole data of the planet, the trajectory of the planet, all this is information that's not certain. We don't know a lot about this planet. So if you partake in figuring out the story of the planet, you yourself will go on your own hunter's journey. You will become the Moabdam. Also, the Moabdam's relationship with the star, Tash Itoi, is also part of that life's journey. As the planet travels around the star, it is going through its own maze, and it is searching for the star itself. So Tash Itoi, we went over the story, but again, the reason why we chose Tash and Itoi is because the man in the maze is Itoi, that's his name, and then Tash is the O'odham word for star. So we believe that combination is basically really good going forward with our name proposal. It's cool to be able to get names of indigenous tribes out there to the cosmos. That way we actually have further communication. They're actually doing it on Mars with the Mars rover. A lot of the names are actually Navajo names. So again, we go with Tash Itoi and Moabdam for the planet. And we believe that this gives us a really good outreach for our nation as far as applying our application for naming the star and planet.
So to say this project is big and has importance and heart is putting it mildly. But to have a hand in this project that, you know, could have a say in the names of these planets, that is something so personal to the people of Arizona, to the native culture, is something I'm always gonna take pride in.
Wato, thank you.
Wato, thank you.